Oh, hi, people. Hello and welcome to From the Collection, or From My Collection. I should call it From My Collection because it's only. Anyways, and today we're going to be talking about, well, another comic from my collection. Astonishing X-Men number 30. Whatever. 25. Wow, I was way off. But, big. Why am I talking about this? Because a lot of people ask me, hey, why? Why don't you just do the number ones you have, or anything like that? And honestly, it's because this is just me doing a light vlog talking about what's in my collection, hard copy, not my digital, which is a lot bigger, especially since, first issues and all that. The show first issues I generally sort of do on the Comic Archivist, kind of doing it now still, just, yeah. So anyways, Astonishing X-Men number 25 is generally a filler one. It's called Ghost Box, but ultimately it isn't until much, much later in it that we. Anyway, so what happens in it? Well, basically, you got Storm coming back from her marrying Black Panther, actually. I want to see if. Hopefully, it picks it up well. Yeah, I know, right? She is in full, like, weird witch mode there. And it's actually even funnier having her standing right next to Emma Frost. Because it's just like, wow, you guys' outfits are very, very similar. Except with that. But, she comes back just to say, hey, what's up? And that she's kind of getting really bored in the Regal life. 1 second. That is a Sour Patch Kid candy corn. Yeah, I know. Seems like it's the devil's idea to me, too, but they're addictive. Oh, it's technically a wraparound cover. Yes, I know, it's weird, because. Now, this is written by during Warren Ellis's run of Astonishing X-Men, which was awesome. Me and Joss Whedon kind of still don't get along, but at the same time, I kind of dug his Astonishing X-Men. Uh, Only comic of his that I think that isn't based off one of his properties that I did like him writing. Because, God, his Runaways sucked. So anyways, um, Warren Ellis wrote this. The artist is Simon Bianchi. Bianchi? I don't know. With the colorist Simone Peruzzi. And honestly, I do really love the art on this. Well, you just saw but then you've got, simple stuff like that. The art works really well, even for Random Flying Car, which they call a car, but is very much not. But then again, this is during, what, mid-2000s? When Marvel really had no idea what their tech level was going to be, is it going to be just contemporary, but little bit of extra tech as done by all these people, or if people are going to start flying cars and stuff like that. But anyways, so you got that where, Storm comes back and she's generally in it for just a quick romp. Not to be confused with Scott and Emma, who are still kind of in the X-Men, and still leaders, but not to the point of, they're not living in X Mansion. Of course, there is no X Mansion. In fact, this is when they were in San Francisco. Or I want to say it was like the start of their San Francisco run, like right after Exodus and all that. Because they do actually, because the SFPD, San Francisco Police Department, does towards the end of this call them in because they got some weird thing and, well, X-Men can consult on it. So what you get is, first is generally just bombing around with Beast, who's, prominent and everything like that. And you have Armor. Not a lot of people know about Armor. I think she came up newer and hasn't really been prominently featured in. Though I think she was in X-Men Evolution. It was either X-Men Evolution or Wolverine and the X-Men. I can't remember which. But she's there, going, hey, I need a new name because Wolverine always laughs when I call myself Armor, and I'm not calling myself. Hold on, I had the actual answer to this one. I need a better name. Magical Armor Girl X is the one that she wants to go, and I like it because it builds her character, and even though she's supposed to be, I think, mid to late teens, they play her off definitely childish, but it's a good character piece. Like it is a filler issue technically, but I think it's because one, this is the first Astonishing X-Men comic that I ever read, and you can really tell it's seen better days. But Astonishing X-Men is one of my favorite books. It is, but it isn't. I've always been an X fan. My Cyclops was right hoodie no longer fits, so I might be getting a new one. I'm hopefully getting a new one. Got a shirt with Cyclops was right on and everything like that. But I've always been the biggest X fanboy ever, and especially with Cyclops. So I love the character stuff they do with him in Astonishing X-Men because he's no longer really able to be a field leader in the same way that he's pretty much been raised his entire life to be, because he loses his optic blasts. That's its own thing that I will probably do a binging on comics for, or a super binge for the history of Cyclops. It's going to be pretty much every X-Men book ever, but luckily I'll be doing that. I'll be doing, my individual reads on this channel, so thumbs up on that. And yeah, Astonishing X-Men is actually the first Astonishing X-Men book that I bought. I grew up with my giant collection of, and yes, soon I will pull the long boxes out of the garage to show you guys. No, they're not like worn or anything like that. The garage is actually the best place for them. In fact, trust me, they look phenomenal. And ultimately, I just really love that. Sorry if you hear the dogs licking themselves in the background. But either way, so that was just another one. Oh, I did actually skip out there is actually a plot about this random dude. Let's see if I can find the picture. But random dude that the SFPD calls them in for is random floating dude. Originally, I thought this was actually, well, random flaming floating dude. Originally, I thought they were like, oh man, is that is that Human Torch? Because on the picture, his nipple kind of looks like a poorly drawn, where they had the symbol pretty much right here on the nipple. And they have no idea what it is about yet. Apparently, that's part one, or preluding the next big storyline. So, and yeah, eventually I'll actually get around to doing all that in the a comic a day thing. But it's actually a really refreshing read because Storm just got back from Black Panther, her Black Panther marriage, or not so much got back from, but is there now. And while she may not stick around because marriage and all that, it is just a fun little thing. Yeah, I still really haven't figured out a way to sign off on this, so um, follow me on Facebook, like me on Twitter, or like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and don't forget to please check out our Patreon, which does support the kids, my kids, as well as being able to do these better. There's also some exclusive stuff for, well, not necessarily on a comic a day, you'll still be able to go, hey, I want you to do, a Game of Thrones, which, by the way, I'm working on, for a comic a day and do that giant thing you do. Or for the Comic Archivist, where you get to pick which comics I'm going to be doing binging on comics for, as well as, honest comic trailers, which I'm kind of trying to bring back, but as well as my other channel besides the Comic Archivist, ComicSins, which is the CinemaSin knockoff for comic readers that is on hiatus, but I'm going to be working towards on that one. So, as always, stay golden, Inklings.